I work in a profession where flashy things are sometimes a fairly common sight. I don't see a lot of luxury handbags because the industry is still fairly male-dominated, but I've seen some really nice cars. My ex-colleague used to drive a Bentley to work. There was also a Ferrari, and last year a friend of mine purchased a Mercedes G-Class. I remember gasping at the price range of those cars, but fortunately I've never felt envious because I'm just not into cars. I'm sure it would have been quite different if I was looking at designer handbags, jewelry or shoes. Anyway, my colleagues used to tease me for driving a little Mini, which by the way is now 10 years old and I still absolutely love it. I often feel like this is a profession where if you don't drive a flashy car, you are the outlier. Of course, some people just enjoy nice cars, but I've had conversations with people who make their car choices because of this underlying pressure to upkeep a professional image. I don't think this is anything new. In fact, in certain settings and industries, looking smart and flashy can actually be a form of credibility. I mean, if you are wearing a luxury watch that could have been the down payment for a nice apartment, that must mean you are doing really well in your career. Now, whether or not the watch is on a very expensive financing plan is a topic for another day. Anyway, I guess this is why in certain workplaces, the dress code is strictly smart and formal because when you're in a nice suit, it gives the impression that you're in a position of authority. So it might sound like we all have to dress to impress, but is that really the case? I personally don't think so, at least not entirely. I've come across people who are visually very low profile, but they stand out because of their people skill or a very solid portfolio. So my takeaway from these observations is, if you enjoy nice things and you're making responsible financial decisions, then you do you. But just know that dressing the part doesn't always have to mean dressing the price. I mean, you won't wear a bikini to a black tie event, but that doesn't mean you have to dress in Louis Vuitton from head to toe either. As much as I wanted to say, I buy luxury items because they are well made and they last longer, I think a lot of my purchases were made with some intention to impress. Take my Hermes Birkin and Kelly bags for example. I used to tell myself I bought these bags because I loved the brand's heritage and the craftsmanship. The truth is, however, these bags are seldom on display. And so I didn't even try one on before making the decision to want to have them. You could say the sale was pretty much completed before I even saw the bag in person. I certainly liked what I saw, but perhaps I was also motivated to buy because of the desire to impress myself and others. It was like this feeling of, hey, I heard these bags were hard to get, but here I am. I know it sounds really shallow, but there's no better way to put it other than just being transparent about it. About a month ago, I posted a video about doing some one-in, one-out for my wardrobe. Basically, I plan to replace my Louis Vuitton Totally MM with the Belroy black tote bag. A lot of you shared your thoughts, but one comment really stood out to me, and it goes something like, "We are losing the chic Eileen to practicality." It got me thinking, does looking chic and put together mean wearing designer brands? You guys know I enjoy my luxury handbags, but I personally don't think designer brands are a requirement for looking chic. If you look at the two bags, and this is a question for all of you, does the Louis Vuitton Totally MM look more chic, or is it the Louis Vuitton canvas that's the appealing factor? Feel free to share your opinion. Similarly, when we buy diamonds, does it really have to be from luxury brands like Tiffany & Co? Years ago, my friend's sister spent 30,000 Singapore dollars on her wedding ring from Tiffany & Co. Now this was a good 15 years ago, so that kind of money was and still is a massive deal. My friend has always been very frugal and he really questioned the purchase. I remember him commenting, "Do you really like the ring? Or do you like the fact that you can say it's a Tiffany ring?" It seemed a bit abrupt at that point, but now I think that is actually a valid question to ask ourselves. When I look at my Tiffany & Co diamond pieces, I can only say they are beautiful, but I can't tell you the technical details such as clarities and colors because I'm not a diamond expert. In the last few months, I've been wearing this diamond necklace from Idol. The pendant is a lab-grown diamond, and to me, it looks just as sparkly. There was this very interesting survey done years ago where people were shown two t-shirts, one of which had a designer label on and the other one was unbranded. Most people agreed that the branded t-shirt was better in quality, but it turned out, apart from the label, both t-shirts were actually identical. Of course, a lot of luxury items do have amazing quality, but I think this survey really shows how we sometimes don't just pay more for quality anymore. We are ready to pay for just a brand name or a label. In my opinion, a lot of these decisions are driven by the desire to impress. And I'm speaking for myself as well because the way our society is structured, how we dress and what we use do in a way affect the way people see us and how we're treated. Last year, I binge watched a Chinese series and it's called 30而已. 30 only. I really liked the show, it was really good, and there was this episode where a very modest looking lady went in a designer store and no one wanted to serve her. But it turned out she could actually afford way more than she appeared to, and when that came to light, everyone's attitude changed and she was given all the attention. I think that's why a lot of people like the show because it feels realistic. I mean, what happened to that lady is not pleasant, but it's such a close reflection of our reality. When I was younger, I used to feel really insecure about how people look at me. And I feel like that is hardwired into us because humans are social animals. So to a certain extent, we all want to be treated well by others. Now that I'm in my 30s, however, the pressure or the desire to impress has faded away quite a lot. And I feel like that has a lot to do with age, experiences, and in my case, minimalism as well. I now feel quite comfortable going to a car dealership looking very casual, and it doesn't bother me if no one attends to me. In fact, sometimes it is a blessing to be left alone. I still really enjoy nice handbags and beautiful jewelry, but I now also put more focus on comfort, practicality, and safety. I personally think it's okay to enjoy nice things and even to desire them. But as someone who has kind of come full circle, I now believe it is possible to enjoy nice things without feeling like your whole self-worth is reliant on them. I sometimes also find comfort in knowing no one really cares, or I should say, people who genuinely care about us will pay no attention to whether if we are wearing Chanel from head to toe or not. And if people only care about what we have, they are probably not worth our time and energy anyway. I know sometimes it might feel like the whole world is judging us, but if we just zoom out a little, we'll find that everyone is busy with their own life. So if you have the most trendy handbag or the latest iPhone, there might be some envy, admiration, and even jealousy, but it will only last for a short time because very soon people will move on with their lives. The point I'm making here is there's a huge difference between spending for yourself and buying things because of others. Are you buying the latest designer handbag because you really love it? Or do you just want to keep up with the trend because otherwise people might think you are boring or unexciting? Sometimes when I talk about the topic of money, it might come across like I'm always suggesting the idea that people with a lot of luxury items don't make the best money decisions. But that's not always the case because first of all, money is a very relative thing. And secondly, you don't always get to see the whole picture in the sense that you don't know what goes on behind someone's possessions or shopping vlogs. If you are Kylie Jenner, for example, buying a $100,000 Birkin is a small change. And if you have a massive social media following, unboxing a designer handbag itself will generate traffic and therefore revenue. So it is like part of the business. But if you work an average 9-to-5 job like me and a lot of other people, buying a luxury handbag every other week might not put you in debt, But it will certainly make a difference on things like whether if you can retire in 10 years or 30, or whether if you can go part-time instead of working 6 days a week. In any case, it's always a good idea to put yourself in the context. I mean, I can only speak for myself, but now that I'm not trying to live somebody else's life or trying to impress anyone, I feel calmer and happier. If you have watched my videos from the beginning, you probably have noticed my content has changed quite a bit. At first, I wanted to talk about luxury items and shopping, but I soon realized it isn't realistic or sustainable to keep shopping the way I thought I should, just to impress or just to blend in. I now really enjoy making videos about self-reflection and being transparent about how I've grown as a person and the way I feel. If you enjoy these kind of videos, do give me a thumbs up. It really helps the videos to reach more people. Thank you for being here, and I will see you very soon.